Well, good morning from the Smokies. I'm parked at Smokemont campground this morning. I'm gonna head up the Bradley Fork Trail, catch the Hughes Ridge Trail, and stay at Peck's Corner Shelter tonight. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna take the Appalachian Trail over to the Balsam Mountain Trail and head over to the Laurel Gap Shelter for night 2. Then I'm going to head on the Benton McKay Trail over to campsite 47 for night 3, and then that next morning I'm going to hike out on the Enloe Creek Trail, Chastain Creek. This is all still the Benton McKay Trail, but it brings me back to Smokemont campground for a loop back to where I'm parked. Bradley Fork Trail hooks a right here. If you keep on to the left, you go up to Cabin Flats Camp. But I'm heading right, up to the Hughes Ridge Trail and then to the AT. It has been raining a little bit. I'm under my umbrella. It's been nuisance rain, really. Well, I finished up the Bradley Fork Trail. I've topped out here on Hughes Ridge, and the shelter is behind me about 2 miles just before you get to the Appalachian Trail. The hike this morning has been really beautiful. Enjoyed it very much. There's a little bit of rain, but it hasn't been too bad. I have done this loop before. I call it the Appalachian Trail, Benton McKay Trail loop. It's a wonderful loop. It's a good 3-night. It goes through some really beautiful areas of the park. The hike this morning was up a really beautiful creek trail. I get a little bit of the Appalachian Trail tomorrow. And then the last day, I'm down on the Raven Fork, and I get to hike out from that area. It's a really beautiful area of the park. I got my camp set up. I just walked down here to the water source for Peck's. I'm gonna grab a couple liters of water and have some dinner. We've had a week of rain just before I came out, and the water sources are running really well. Good night from the woods. Good morning. It's 6:15. I'm all packed up. I had my breakfast. From here, I head up to the AT. I've got about 5 miles on the AT over around to the Tri-Corner Knob Shelter, where I'm gonna make a right, turn off the AT, and head over to Laurel Shelter. Well, I had a beautiful walk this morning on the AT. It's a really nice section through there. It's high elevation, gets some of the spruce fir zone feel to it. I just stopped at the Tri-Corner Shelter, had a little bit of lunch, and got some water from the water source here. And I'm going to turn onto the Balsam Mountain Trail now and head over to the Laurel Shelter. That's about 6 more miles. The Balsam Mountain Trail is a super easy grade. I've been trying to pick up my pace a little bit, try to get some mileage done. I'm pretty sure I'm getting afternoon pop-up showers today. Be nice to be close to the shelter when those start. I made it to the Laurel Shelter. There's nobody else here right now. I'm gonna go grab a tent spot and get that set up real quick. Well, it rained for a couple of hours. I did get the tent set up just seconds before the rain started. When I get done eating, I'm gonna call it a night. Good night from the woods. Well, it's 5 a.m. I did sleep in my tent last night, but thunderstorms rolled in about 1:30, and heavy rain came in, and I kind of waited that out. And when there was a break, I threw my stuff together and came into the shelter. So I'm hanging out here waiting for the sun to come up, and I'm making some coffee. Well, it's 6:30. It's still raining. There's no lightning right now. I'm gonna head down the trail and get off this mountain. Well, this is the trail now. That should be fun. All right, I intersected the Beach Gap Trail. That's the one I'm going to take down to Round Bottom Road. The Balsam Mountain Trail heads off in the other direction. I arrived at my camp, Camp 47, down on the Raven Fork. All that rain last night has the river levels up. This was already a loud campsite, probably one of the loudest in the Smokies. Well, I'm all squared away at Camp 47. This is the end of day 3. Good night from the woods. Good morning at 6:15. I just left the campsite. This morning I walked the beautiful Enloe Creek and Chastain Creek trails, headed back towards the Smokemont campground. The weather was pretty good last night. It's a little cloudy this morning, but we didn't have any rain. I noticed that the water levels in the river have dropped slightly. I've got a crossing up here. I'm not exactly sure how deep it's going to be. I think probably knee deep, but we'll check it out, see when we get there. crossing is behind this rock. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's about knee deep in that deepest pool over there. The last time I left the Raven Fork, it was October. It was 6 in the morning. It was real dark. Didn't get any good views that time, but this morning it's been fantastic. That section of river through there is spectacular. Well, I'm nearing the end here. I'm just about to intersect with the Bradley Fork Trail, and that's going to complete the loop portion of the hike. From there, it's just a quick couple of miles back to the trailhead. I'll go ahead and close things out here. It's been a beautiful morning, perfect weather. Had a really nice walk along the creek trails. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you down the trail.